Hello everyone, my name is Slappy Burger, and welcome back to my journey through Minecraft. So, I kind of made a goof. I started doing stuff and did not start recording. But today we're going to be working on an actual mob grinder. Not like the one that's, it's behind the house, but I guess I got to go over there anyway because I'm going to sleep so I don't have to deal with mobs. But it's not going to be like this grinder over here. Instead, we're going to build a actual mob grinder, like one that spawns basically everything. Um, and I'm going to be basing it off of Ethos Labs' old design, back from like beta 1.5 or something like that. Um, that mob grinder is probably one of, if not the most efficient mob grinders that's not like super labor intensive. And I want to go ahead and build that. Now, I have done a couple things off camera. I've organized, for the most part, I've organized all these chests. I've moved them over into the main base. The only ones that haven't been moved yet are the miscellaneous chests here. So yeah, most of the chests are organized. Made the chest room a little bit bigger, and once I make it just a tiny, I'm gonna make it a bit bigger, and put chests for like feathers, string, all that good stuff. Just so it's even more organized, and I don't have to worry about running out of space again, at least for a bit. But yeah, we're gonna be working on this mob grinder here. And like I said, I was already working on it a little bit before I started before I started recording because I thought I was, and it turns out I wasn't. So, let's see, this room needs to be an even number. Five, six, seven, 8, 9, 10. So we just need to knock this wall down. But this video is taking a little bit longer to come out, and it's not actually because I'm like busy or anything. It's actually because I have been obsessed, and I've just been watching like How to Train Your Dragon stuff for the past like few days now. Reason being because I just saw the live action How to Train Your Dragon movie, and I'm gonna be honest, it's one of the best movies I've watched in a while. It's basically word for word the same as the original, like the animated one, and I mean, there's a couple differences here and there, but yeah, it's a really awesome movie, and I've just been watching like Race to the Edge on Netflix and stuff like that, and so it's been I've been a little distracted. That's the big thing. But what we need to do here is we need to go 24 blocks down. So we need to go down to, what is that, Y34? So we're going to go to Y34. And yeah, I've been just watching a ton of How to Train Your Dragon stuff. Absolutely adore that series. I'm a really big fantasy nerd. I mean, that's kind of why I'm playing like Morrowind on the side. I'm probably going to upload another Morrowind video after this one. I have it already recorded. I just haven't like uploaded it. I need to edit it a little bit, but ain't nobody want to watch Morrowind, but I'm still enjoying it anyway. Someone kind of said in the comments on there that it's probably a good thing to play some other games just so I don't get burned out of Minecraft, and I completely agree. Because I don't want to... maybe I've mentioned it before. I know I said that, like, doing this series has kind of taught me how to pace myself a little bit better. And at the same time, I don't want to overdo it to the point where I'm, getting bored of the game. And looks like we have a cave right here that we need to light up, so we'll go ahead and do that. I'm about to have to start muting this Minecraft music. It feels like it's really loud. At least to me, it's really loud to me. Oh, this is something. Also, it feels like the sounds are really loud too. It could just be me. There's a good chance it's just me, but things are really loud on my end. So if things are too quiet or anything, let me know, and I'll figure out what I can do to make it quieter on my end, but sound good on your guys' side. But I'm gonna go ahead and just fill in this water, and and we'll light this cave up real good. I've been doing a little bit of lighting up of caves around, because obviously all the caves will slow down this thing, and I've just been kind of preemptively doing that. Mostly just busy work since I've been gone in terms of Minecraft. Not much beyond that, but looks like this cave is good and lit. Just a little extra careful. Sometimes mobs like to find places to spawn even though there's plenty of light. But yeah, big fantasy nerd, absolutely love just all that stuff. But looks like we need to dig out, I guess, what would that be, 16 blocks in each direction? We need to make a 30 by 30 room. So big, you know what? I'm going to do something I haven't done before. Instead of just cutting everything out, I'm going to speed it up really fast and cut it down to who knows how long, but I'm going to speed it up instead of just cutting it out entirely. So get out 30 blocks each direction, and then we'll start laying this thing out. Right, so we're going to need to do pickaxe, but this is... This is 17 blocks wide. So I probably definitely did the math wrong. I mean, I definitely did. I already counted it out, and I know I did it wrong, but I'm already this far, so I'm probably just gonna fix it where I need to. So, I mean, I think I did this wrong. So I think this was supposed to be 14 blocks out. So if I go, let's see, so 14, we go right here. We'll just place a torch here. Should have been right there. Yeah, we should have gone 14 blocks out each direction. That'll make the other ones easier, actually. So I guess I'll just... some of the cobblestone I just mined, just kind of fill this in. And then now we know, and we can make it a lot easier for the other sides we have to do. Should be the corner there. And I'm not going to worry about decorating the interior of this thing, because obviously we're probably not going to be down here too often. But I was kind of thinking about it. I wonder if there's a way to make it so that like creepers are the only thing that spawn in here, because gunpowder is the big thing I want. Well, gunpowders and arrows and bones for the most part. So maybe there's a way to do that. Make it so that only creepers spawn or something, and then we can make like specific, like one, I don't know. I'm gonna see how efficient this thing is first, because there's a good chance that we'll get so much stuff that we won't even need to like get some of that other stuff anyway. So, or make it, I guess. But we'll see. If I find a skeleton spawner, I would like to make another kind of mob grinder for that. But I don't know. For now, I'm gonna get more diamond tools, and then I'll pick up from there, and then we'll continue to hopefully speed that stuff up. If it doesn't work out and I can't figure it out, then just expect a cut, like a jump cut instead. But I would like to spice it up a little bit and just speed everything up. All right, we're back down here. We got more tools. I think we'll just slot these guys up like this. Now we have a full hotbar. Well, not really a full hotbar, but you know what I mean. So we'll go ahead and mine these guys out and then speed this up, and then we'll move on to the next step. And now I have to go get torches. Okay, well, guess I'm gonna have to keep. All right, this time, everything we need, we're gonna grab now, and then, well, not everything we need. There's a few more things later on, but for the things that required for mining, we're just gonna go ahead and grab it. Don't have to worry about it again. Right back to it. Was just thinking about it. I think I'm gonna put the not I think, I know. I'm gonna put the tutorials I used from Ethos Lab. I'm gonna put those in the description below. Just so people, if you happen to be playing beta Minecraft 2 and you want to build one of these farms, um, don't interrupt. If you want to build one of these farms yourself, you have that video right there for you. I think a lot of people have probably used this design in the past, and I got to give credit where credit's due. So, yeah, I'll go ahead and link those videos in the comments. There's a couple of them because I also have to make a sort of elevator for the mobs that was broken in 1.5, so I have to do a different tutorial for that as well. But, yeah, I'll go ahead and put those in the comments for everybody. All right, so the main area is mined out. All these torches over here were just me counting the sides up, and it is a 30 by 30 hole, so that is good. Um, so now what we got to do is we got to build the, I guess like the things that funnel the mobs into them. So I need to go 2 blocks down here. And then I believe it goes to about here. Is about as far as it'll go. I believe. I'm going to double check that, but if so, we're going to go ahead and start mining this out. The next thing we got to do is we got to do we got to make each of these like 4 corners into 4 6x6 like I guess spawning pads. So 1 2 3 5 6, and then we'll mine these out. 6 1 2 3 4 5 6, and then we'll just connect them together. And we're gonna make these trenches as deep as the the main trenches here in the middle. So we're gonna have a lot of filling in to do around some of these caves and such, but that shouldn't be too difficult. Go ahead and fill these in like that. And now we have our 6x6 spawning pad. Oops, looks like it's too close. It's supposed to go here. Like that. So now we have a 6x6 spawning pad. And I don't actually know. So this goes out 6 here. 6. So we might have to do some trenches here too. But I'm going to watch some more of the tutorial, and then I'll probably speed these things up again. Right, the trenches themselves are dug out. So this is what we're kind of working with here. We have all these like, it doesn't really look 6x6 because of the big like trim here going on, but 1 2 3 4 5 6. So yeah, they are still 6x6. 1 5 6. It just has this weird thing here. And then in the middle, obviously, we have all of our interior spawning pads. Each one of these is gonna we're gonna put slabs on them so that they don't spawn spiders. Spiders, I mean, you can make wool out of them, and then you can also make I guess bows with string, but for the most part, we don't really need all that stuff, and we could theoretically make a passive mob farm if we really wanted to. But I I mean, maybe we probably could make a passive mob farm and then just abuse it. The only thing with that is that there's a lot more setup to that than a hostile mob farm, because passive mobs obviously can spawn everywhere. So, I mean, we put it over water, squids will spawn. And if we put it over, dirt, it'll spawn with sheep and cows and such will spawn. So I don't know. We could look into making a passive mob farm, but now that we have the trenches dug out, we need to start getting the water for it. So I'm gonna go ahead and go top side and get some buckets, and then we'll be back down here working on this thing. So the next thing we got to do is go ahead and put the water in. Now the columns or like channels, whatever, trenches, on the outside, they go 1 block out from the wall, whereas the ones on the inside still go 2 blocks out. What we need to do is we need to go ahead and just fill all of these guys up with water here, and I'm going to put blocks down just so that they don't doesn't flow everywhere, and it makes building it a bit easier. But we're going to go ahead and do the water filling process here, which I already got my infinite water source way over there, so we can go ahead and get this water all sorted out. And then I also brought a lot of wood down with me just so that we would have we need signs and such, so bringing those along was a good idea. I got like 3 stacks, so yep, let's go ahead and get this water put in, and then we'll move on to the next part, which we're going to have to dig out a few more things, and then we can get the signs put in. So next up is digging out just some like supplementary water things here. So we go 2 blocks from the center, and then we're going to dig out just 6 blocks here. And then we're going to do that for each of these corners here. Like corners, I guess, but spots here. And torch. It should look something like this. So we have our 2 blocks from the center, and then we have 1 block from the outside here. We're going to do that for each of the sides. At least on this, like, the main channel. And then we will, in the corners here, we're going to dig some out like this. So in each of the corners, we're going to dig out 3 blocks. These are going to be for additional water to move them properly. We don't do it like this, then the water won't flow properly, and then everything will get clogged up. So we need to make sure that we do this part right. We're going to put all sorts of like signs and stuff in these sections as well, just to kind of control the flow of the water as well. So there's a specific way we got to do all that stuff. These little caves that I keep finding are pretty annoying. I have to place all the torches and stuff because I don't want stuff spawning in there. I don't believe anything will spawn, but spiders could also, fill the mob cap and all that. So just want to be careful and make sure that we're not, making our mob grinder less efficient. Like I said, I'm probably going to have to go around and light up a bunch of other caves, and definitely going to have to light up the surface if we want this thing to work at night. But yeah, it should look something like this. So we have our 3 deep sections in each of the corners, and then 2 blocks out from the center, we have our 3 deep sections as well. And then we're going to go ahead and start getting the water and signs put in, I believe. Now we need just a ton of signs. Make a whole bunch of these. Then we'll start putting those into the dugout sections. So I'm just going to make a lot of signs here. I'm not sure how many I actually need, but it's going to be a lot. So I'll just make a whole bunch of them. And then each of these signs are going to go right here. on each of these sections. And then we'll pick up the rest of that stuff I just dropped in a second. Yep, thank you. Now we can start putting the signs on all these. These signs also, like I said, they're basically for controlling where the water is flowing. We don't want the water to... I don't want my signs to have words on them. I know I'm never going to see them, but that bugs me. It's like such a minor thing, but it bugs me. Oh, look at that. Got squid spawning in this thing. Out of here. Kind of funny, actually. I don't think they'll clog up the system at all. I don't imagine they would, but they certainly could. And so we may have to keep an eye on that. There's going to be a lot of testing that comes from this from my end as well, just to make sure that things are flowing properly. But I don't think that should be a problem. So now we're going to put stairs down. The way we want to put these stairs is so that they're like facing the center. So we kind of want to like draw the mobs towards it. If I had to guess, he doesn't really, maybe I just haven't gotten far enough, but he doesn't really explain it, but I would assume it's probably so that when they get here, they just kind of walk up it almost instead of like slowly swimming up. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and put these down, and this will just kind of, I guess, just speed up the general mob movement. And yeah, I think that's all of them. All of them should have stairs. Yep, you do. All of you guys do. I just did them. Yep, okay. Everything looks good on this side. So, yep, we got our stairs in, and then I believe it's actually water time. And I do know I'm going to preemptively make some pressure plates, because we're going to need these for the thing that moves the mobs up, which is going to be the biggest pain to make, because I believe I'm going to have to make a lot more signs, and that's going to be lovely because they don't stack, and you don't make 3 at a time like you do in modern Minecraft, but we'll kind of deal with it. It is what it is. I also think I probably need to make the roof 1 more block tall, although I'm kind of thinking about it. Later on, I'd like this mob grinder to kind of stick around a bit. There's a good chance that that'll also allow Enderman to spawn and maybe slow it down. So, I don't know. We'll kind of come back to that.
And above all of these stairs, you're going to need to place 2 water sources. Just gonna borrow these. And the point of these stairs is it creates no dead zones in the water stream, so the mobs are always being pulled towards the mob evader in the center without any dry dead spots.
Imagine if Tide disappeared.
Wait, what?
Not like that. Like Tide Evo. Imagine if that...
Okay, I'm going to finish placing the stairs.
So now the next part of the water is going to come in, and the way the water is going to look is we're going to put 2 blocks of water on this, and then we're going to put water down in these crevices here like this. And what you'll see is I was kind of right. It stops the mobs from, getting stuck on anything. So I wasn't pressing the W key at all there. We just I just let go of everything. We just move up it. So, yeah, I was right. It basically allows the mobs to move up smoothly. And so I'm going to go ahead and put the water down for all of these, and then we'll come back again. So, take a little bit, but I put kind of water sources kind of all over the place just to speed it up, except for on this side. So, let's put one in right here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and mine out 1 more layer for the roof. the water is super loud, by the way. Like, if we go into the, kind of show you, like, if we go into the center here real quick, it is like, there's just, I mean, I have my volume kind of turned down. Like I said, if it's like too loud for you guys, let me know, or too quiet, I'll figure something out. But there's just so many kind of noises going on here. And I think because we have to, you know, make stuff that's going to go up here in the middle, I'm just going to kind of preemptively, oh my gosh, it's so loud. Just kind of preemptively remove everything water-wise from the middle, just so it's easier to kind of move around in there. Plus, it'll make it a bit quieter, so that'll be nice for me. But I'm going to go ahead and mine out the roof, just one more layer. And then if need be, I was thinking, you know, because I did say something about, you know, like Enderman spawning in here in the future. Really, if need be, we can probably just put slabs up there, and then the 3-block requirement for spawning won't be there anymore. So, pretty easy fix. And honestly, with how much resources we have, and probably will have by whenever I'm ready to update to when Endermen are running around, we'll it won't be too big of a hassle just to get that stuff kind of replaced. So I went ahead and cleared out this extra block above the roof. Again, I'm not entirely sure how important that is, but you know, if we need to change it later, we can. But now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the sign process. So I brought over the signs and the crafting table, and I made a ton of signs. What we're going to do is we're going to start, I think we'll do this corner first. We're going to put 2 signs here. Then we're going to put a sign like this, just on the corner of that sign there. So it kind of creates this weird, like, sort of slanted shape here. And on the opposite side, we're going to do the same thing, diagonal to the other one. So it looks something like this. And then above these, we're going to break each block. And we're going to put more signs on the side here. And what you'll notice when we do this, oh, nope, we still got to do a couple more things here before we do that. So let's not get too ahead of ourselves here. What we're going to do now is we're going to put some signs like this. We're going to kind of do the same thing that we did on the bottom of these guys. And just like that. And now if I put the water here, you'll notice it kind of holds it in place. So this is what's going to allow the mobs to go up into the mob evader. And with the water that we're going to put on top of these guys, it'll essentially force the mobs to either go into this one or this one. So we have that part now. So now we can start working on the actual stuff that's going on more up. I'm going to cut it again and make sure I do this right, because I don't want to do it too. So now we're going to build the, I guess, the little thing that, like, I guess the tube. We need one more sign, actually, so I'm going to go ahead and make that, John, and we will start working on getting this thing up into the sky. So the way this works is we're going to just kind of do something like this on all sides. Man, that water really is super loud. And then we'll create an infinite water source right here. Just this, and then, yeah. So, what we'll do is we're going to put a sign here and a sign, and we only have to do this on this layer, but we're going to put a sign here and here, so that way the water doesn't just flow everywhere. Then we'll put some water there and there just so we can get up easier. And then now we are going to literally just fill this guy in with water the whole way up. And I wonder, I don't think it'll work, but if we do that, oh, nice. Will that refill? No, but we only have to put 2 blocks of water down. I believe that is a full solid block there. Kind of hard to tell. Hold on. Yeah. So it looks like we only should have to place 2 blocks per thing here. Just if I'm gathering this right, I can't see anything. No. So we are going to have to individually fill each of these up. So I might actually... I'm already down here. So I'll just do the grueling process of doing this with 2 buckets. Then all the way up, we're going to do full like source blocks like this. Now, my idea for the killing chamber up here is making a drowning one. So it's not really a big deal if they start drowning on the way up. If anything, it'll make it faster. But this is what we're going to do the whole way up. It's just something like this. It's going to be a real pain, but we will get there. So, mess something up? Like I messed a source block or something up. I don't think so. Yeah, I'm going to have to be really careful with this. Make sure that I only place... Or I always place enough water to complete the thing, but... and not accidentally pick up any other water. But I'm going to come back once I get all the way up there, and then we'll start working on the killing chamber, which I think I have an idea for a killing chamber myself. We're basically right at the top. Just get water from up here because I am tired of having to swim up and down. But we should be able to kind of test, because we have to go down there anyway to knock out all the lights and stuff. We should be able to test and see if the that guy spawned. Hello. I'm here. Some unlit areas, I suppose. Yeah, we're still gonna, like I said, we're still gonna have to do some, very much some lighting up around here. And I'll kind of, this whole, I bet this is probably where he spawned, was over here, and he just kind of wandered over there, but still a lot of areas we gotta light up and make sure they're bright enough to keep mobs from spawning. But I think for the most part, the stuff should be lit up. So yeah, we'll go ahead and make another infinite water source here. We're going to have to do a little bit of water work up here as well. But it should not take that long. Let's go ahead and some water put in. Just like this. Just put cobblestone there. And then we can actually see how, if they are likely to drown going up and down this. So going down doesn't look like there's much of a chance of suffocation. Just realized we still got to put the water blocks in here. So let's go ahead and remove all these. And we'll put the water here. Here. And okay. Put it here and here. All those things set up, and now I'm without them. Almost looks like all that stuff is kind of already working how it should. And then we have to remove these blocks so that the water flows. Let's see, which one did I miss? This one? No. This one. Perfect. Now I'm going to go around and fill in all of these. Then we'll kind of test and see if the thing works. So we also got, I guess we also got to remove these guys, huh? Going properly? Oh, it's because these guys need to be removed, huh? So if I break this, then it should. No. Why not? So I kind of figured out how to get that to not happen. If I put blocks here and then break these, it'll, complete this corner here. And then once I break those, they'll flow properly. So, and it's still, I've already tested it. They shouldn't get stuck on this. And just like that, yeah. So we're good there. So we can just get out of here. I did it to all the sides. Just break this. And yeah, just like that, now all of the water is flowing properly. Fill in all these. Then we can start putting in the slabs. We need to put slabs down so that spiders don't spawn. But all the water should be good. And yeah, this is starting to shape up. The water looks kind of weird here, but I don't think that should be too big of a problem because if you notice, right, it pushes us into the corner, we go, then we still go up. And then this will funnel us this way, there, into the mob evader. And then it should always push them into a solid block that wants them to swim up. If not, I might have to do a little bit of tweaking, but for the most part, it looks like it's good. So I think this is what we're looking for. And then honestly, you might want to put a slab there maybe. Or honestly, what we could do is just, I mean, it's going to be slightly less efficient because it's not a full spawning pad, but it'll have to do just for now. It's like that, and then now we can sort of go and fill in these. That's all the water sources. Now we just need slabs. Slabs, like I said, are going to prevent spiders from spawning. That should be probably not enough. Make more. That should be enough. Yeah, that'll be good. I believe the slabs, what they should do is look something like this. Okay, let me pull up the tutorial again, and then I'll come back with the slabs. So yeah, I was right. So what we do is we put slabs like this, and then we put slabs right here, and this prevents spiders from spawning. And like I said, I don't want spiders because for one, they can clog everything up. But for two, I don't really have much use for the string. If I really need the like the wool that we can get from it, I have no problems with just walking around and shearing sheep. That's always what I've done whenever I needed wool in the past on here. And like I said earlier too, we still technically have room for a passive mob spawner. So yeah, we don't really need the spiders. Maybe later on we'll have use for spiders. String gets more uses as time goes on, but for now, we're not going to worry about the spiders. And I mean, really, if I really want a string farm now, I can probably just go and find a spider spawner somewhere. They are a bit more rare than the zombie spawners, but we can always get more. Looks like I need more slabs for the interior. Not too many. Just make some of those. And that should be enough. Let's see, so I need literally 3 more, because should be. Let's do this. And like I said, this is going to be a little bit weird. This will slow things down a tiny, tiny bit, but I don't think it'll be such a big problem that it's going to make the mob farm inefficient or anything. Before we go back up, I'm actually going to see how well the mob spawner works. I'm probably just going to remove all the torches from one side and then see how the grinder performs. There might be a lot of, like I said, there's going to be a lot of lighting up that's going to need to happen in some places, but this should be, for what we're doing, this should be good enough. The good news is we shouldn't really have to come down here all this often. Just because this should work as is pretty much forever. I don't imagine there being any problems with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the game mode to peaceful real quick so that everything despawns. Then see if, yep, okay. Yep, they're spawning in here. Looks like something spawned over there. We're going to have to light that up. But looks like, I can't really see. I think those are skeletons. I want to see if they actually go into the trap. Okay, there's one in there. And obviously, since we're kind of close, they may not spawn as often. It looks like it might be nighttime right now. Do they actually go up the elevator? That's the real question. Okay, there's one. There's two. Let's see if that one can go up by himself. Kind of jumping around over there. Is he stuck on something? There he goes. Looks like he's trying to fight the current maybe a little bit. You get a little stuck on the stairs maybe. Okay. Looks like they just make their way up. I think those are the mobs that just spawned down here. So it does look like the farm is working. Just for safety, I'm going to turn it to peaceful again so I can safely remove all this stuff. And then we're going to go up there and see if it's nighttime, we'll sleep. Because there are a lot of dark spots kind of on the outskirts of the base that could be hogging the mob cap. We'll just go the way that we built to get up here. This will also let us test and see if they drown on the way up. I mean, it doesn't really matter either way because I'm going to create a drowning thing for them to die in. But, and also for safety's sake, I'm going to turn this off. But yeah, it is nighttime. So let's see if it is daytime, just how much of those mobs spawn. Okay, let's go ahead and set this to normal again. See, already. Some there. Like 4 spawned. Another 4 spawned right there. That is a cave or something we have to light up, I believe. But, oh yeah, okay, this thing is working pretty quick. And hopefully, this will also let us kind of see where the other hostile mobs are spawning. But yeah, they're drowning on the way up, but like I said, that's okay because they should survive once they get up here. But, and then we'll make a drowning contraption for them. The nice thing about this, too, them kind of drowning on the way up, is that we can always make this into a XP farm and just make it kind of where we can punch them. Or we could keep the drowning contraption in there and then we just punch their feet or whatever, but as they're drowning. But yeah, it looks like it works pretty well. Mobs are still spawning down there pretty often. We just have to kind of look and see if there's other things that need to be lit up, like over there, that are slowing it down. But they do look like they are getting in there pretty well. So let's take the time to kind of light up some of these other areas where mobs are spawning. And then we'll, I guess make the kill thing, the kill chamber. Then we'll worry about decorating the room that we're going to be living in. I bet these are creepers, huh? I don't hear no noise. Yep. That. Hi there. All right, so I lit up some of the caves that are kind of around this area. There's probably still more under there that I'll kind of find out about over time, but I set the game to peaceful just so I don't have to deal with, you know, the 800 mobs constantly dying right under me. But what I'm kind of seeing here is I probably need to make the room bigger. I'm not going to move this guy. Instead, I'm probably just going to kind of build the drowning chamber to be facing a different direction, probably towards the back. And then maybe we'll have like all sorts of, maybe our mob drop chests will actually be in here. Just so it's easier to collect this stuff. But before we do anything, what I want to do is I want to make it out of glass, just so we can kind of see what's going on in there. I have a general idea for how I want to build the drowning sort of chamber. Since we're over here, I want to test and see. I know some items float in water nowadays, but I don't know if they float in this. So I'm going to take that as a no. Yeah, I, I don't think they float. So we'll I guess we'll just build it out of glass and then we'll make a collection thing here in a minute. But I don't know. I think I have an idea for what I can do. I just need to get the glass. So what I'm thinking here is we'll do a pretty simple sort of thing here where we're just going to kind of have them come up. Right? So they're going to come up from here. And then as they're swimming up, their head will get stuck in this water here, in some water up here. And then that will push them into another stream, probably right here. I think. I think that's what I want to do. Something like that. I kind of need to, let me knock this wall further out. And then that'll allow me to actually have the space to kind of build what I'm thinking. I'm not the best at these game mechanics and stuff like that. I know I said a while back that, like in the Creeper episode or something, that I'm never going to use a schematic again. When it comes to building things that are technical, I really need that schematic, okay? I really need it. I am not very good at building, like, more technical sort of things on the, on these worlds, so. But. So we need, some signs for this, so we're going to build quite a few of those. I don't think we'll need this many, but we'll start with 6 for now. Actually, we'll do 8 because I'm going to use 4 alone at least for the first like level of water here. So sign here, here, sign here, sign here. And then let's see. We do another set of signs here. One, I guess, here. This should create a water stream that lets us, yeah. This will force them, and then I think what we'll do, that water back. This will be our sort of loot collection area, should be right here. So what I'm thinking maybe, because I need to keep it so that they're flowing towards me, but also drowning at the same time. So, not smart enough for this. Come up with something. Oh, what if we just did something like this? I don't know if that water is, I guess we could test it. It's like this. So if we get in here, they swim up. Okay, so they do have enough air or airspace here to not drown. So I guess that idea won't work. Wow. This thing works like ridiculously well. Oh my god. Okay. This is almost like impressive. So my next test, I'm kind of experimenting with designs here. I found one that will drown them. But the question is creepers. Let's see. That's what I want to avoid. You know, I don't think this is going to work out. This is a little loud. Okay. Just gonna, yeah. What I'm thinking is now is funneling them into something that drops so that we can drown them all at once. We're going to use a piston mechanic for that. So I'm going to cut this open for now. And right here, what we'll do is we'll have them drop to a little thing here. We'll make it one more block deep. And this will funnel them into another hole here. So this whole system is going to look a little jank, but that's okay. We can kind of watch the whole process, and we'll make like, hopefully kind of make like a cool room to go with it. Suppose. I would like to at least decorate the main room maybe a little bit, but we're going to kind of have to see how things kind of shape up here. Let's see if mobs will go into that now. Lock this off just so they don't see me. Let's see what's going on here. Already got a whole bunch of stuff spawning down there. Already some of them are caught in the water stream. And up comes one of them. Now we could add, I guess, signs in between some of the layers for the elevator. But like I said, since I'm going to be using a drowning mechanism to kill them anyway, I don't really see much benefit in that. Right. Down he goes. And he gets stuck in that. And I didn't actually make the hole deep enough. Let's try that now. Okay, so they at least go down in there. I think I need to make it Maybe just slightly deeper though. That's a little crazy in there because they were jumping up and they were able to block the other ones from coming in. So try this now. I'll come back once we get a result. I am just at awe at how fast this thing is. Like, this thing is just crazy. Like, I literally have to change it to peaceful because it's like, there's so... I mean, I guess I could just walk away, but peaceful's faster. Got these guys coming up. So we got a creeper here. Are they getting stuck on the block? Okay. Well, it works a lot better now. Either way. But I might need to make this stream here a little bit. One more block deep. Now all of them are in there. My god. Okay. So the last little adjustment we have here is I'm going to make this... Yeah, they're getting stuck on this glass block here. I'm going to make this one deeper, just so I don't have to worry about them getting stuck on that block anymore. Make this one deeper too. Gotta put the sign here. Okay. Now they shouldn't get stuck on. I'm enjoying this testing. This is actually like, I know it's nothing crazy, but something that requires even a minimal amount of Minecraft knowledge is like a major victory to me. So I just need to have this one thing. Just need mobs to come up, and we already have some volunteers. So they take damage in the water there, but that's not a big deal. Then they just get pushed right on into there. They try to, looks like they try to fight the current, but overall the current still wins. You know what? I'm just gonna lower that a bit more. But yeah, this is working rather well. And what I'm thinking is, you know, originally I said I would do a drowning trap. What I think would work best, and I would need to test this, is if we put like a block of lava with like a fence at their feet, or not a fence, so we put the block of lava where they would fall, right? And then that would be at head height. And then we put a sign underneath it so it doesn't go down. And then I believe the mob drops won't get burned. I need to test that, but it's even working well at night. So I did do some lighting up like on the other side of this hill over here and just kind of around this area, but good to see that that's kind of working. So I'm going to grab a lava bucket and see if that works well. And then once we, if it works well, we're going to leave it at that. But we'll come back to decorating that soon enough. I kind of want to do an episode where I just do some busy work and talk, because it's been a while since I've done like just like a yapping video. And I kind of want to do one of those again. Okay, so this is what I was kind of thinking, is something like this. They'll fall in, get burned by the lava, and then we could just walk into this corner right here, kind of pick up the items that drop there. I guess for added security, we can put these slabs here. I don't think they'd be able to see us through because they have to have head sight, but go ahead and see if this works. Hoping it does. Do you have any willing volunteers yet? Got one down there. Just the one should be enough, but also I need to make sure that the lava isn't too close to the thing. I think that'll be fine. So let's just see if it works with one, and then I'll see if a big horde of them. It's a skeleton. Skelly bones. Go right down there. Fall in here. Ah, but you swim up. Okay. So what if we... What if we maybe did right here, put a sticky piston. Need to go get some redstone. We put a sticky piston here that's going to be extended to grab a block here. And then we can press a lever and pull it, and then lava will fill into it, and then we can quickly close it when the mobs start dying. Let's see if we can get that to work. Because, I mean, obviously, we can put them in a drowning chamber, but I feel like the resource collection is going to be A, more dangerous, and B, more time consuming. So let me get the stuff required for that, and then we'll kind of test that out. Ah, so that could be an issue. That is the it's the elevator. It's right there, so that's real handy. Yeah. That's annoying. So I guess we'll do all this, but we'll make the platform longer. So like maybe to there. Then that should fix a lot of the problem. Right there. Sign here. We'll drop there. I think we should be able to pick up the items there, right? But we'll put the lever here. And guess the piston go right here. That'll let the lava go. Also need to make sure that this has the sign under it. Also, it's a nice little cap on it, just so we don't have to... Lava would have to go here. This would go there. That, and the lava... Just mine out a big ol' area over here just to get this to work. Lava will go there. Of course, that will stop the lava from flowing too far. And piston right here. So I'm gonna keep kind of messing with this. We need the lava to go The lever's going to go right here. We need the redstone to kind of do a like this. Perfect. Then this sign needs to change places. Do we have the lava turned off? Yes, we do. Sign needs to go right. No, because then they're just going to swim on top of it, right? So just need to do that. I'm going to put a cobblestone block here just to make sure it doesn't break. Light this area up nice and well. Torch back here. More torches back here just to make sure everything's good. Don't want any mobs spawning. Here. Boom. And then let's go ahead and set it to normal. See if they spawn down there while we're here. Looks like they are. Suddenly it doesn't want to spawn as many. If I stand up here, does it spawn more? Maybe they're too close to the spawning range. All right. This. Okay, so definitely has some potential. We just need to figure out the timing for it, right? Probably need to do some more lighting up top, but jumping around in there. Can't tell what it is. Might be a squid. I'm going to sleep and see if it runs better during the day. And then we'll kind of figure out the lava thing. I'm thinking about it. Maybe the moment I pull the lever and the lava flows in there, like the moment I see the lava flow in there, I just hit the lever again. And then let's see if that stops any of the items from burning. Because some of the items did drop, but it also kind of burned some of them. So we might actually have to go through and put signs in the elevator. Kind of like the general thing I'm gathering from this. So that time it worked pretty well. Yeah, I'm still thinking that the general consensus is that we're going to have to I guess I don't know. We might have to actually add those signs into the elevator. Which would suck, but that would stop the drowning. Because they do take a decent amount of drowning just from the start. I was kind of thinking about it. I might be able to kind of jerry rig something up here so that they don't take any fall damage too. I think I have a general idea of how I might be able to do that. But is a little jank. So I don't know, we'll kind of see. But come down here and kind of just let the lava flow in. Close it. They die. And then I didn't hear a single item burn. Yeah, it looks like if we close it fast enough, it should be fine. Okay, so I'm going to do some testing with it, just kind of as it is. And then, but I am thinking that I'm going to have to add signs into there occasionally. Honestly, we might not even have to add signs every other level. We could probably just add a layer of signs like kind of in the middle-ish, and then that'll reset their breath, their breath bar thing, and then go from there. Because that would be a lot nicer than having to you know, actually do the whole thing. So I guess I'll come back when I'm done with that. Okay, so I went ahead and put some signs down in the elevator here. And I kind of had an idea while I was doing that. Also broke all of my torches, love that. But what I was going to do was, I think the lava thing is too, not only is it destroying the blocks, but I feel like it's almost too like, unnecessary. Oh, just forget, lava does not go away. Right. I feel like it's almost a little like too much, if that makes sense. So what I'm thinking is we can just suffocate them with like a stone block or something. So obviously they're going to fall into here. Then this is where the piston's going to go. Just like this. And you know what? We'll do cobblestone. Just for that. Honestly, I think we'll do it from the block in the back. I think that would be more like reasonable. Do that. And then not like this. We need to do it like this. Then we can just have some redstone going into it. Perfect. Just like that. Before we get too ahead of ourselves, let me test it one more time just to make sure it doesn't just like push them into the glass or something, because I know they won't suffocate inside a glass. So I mentioned it earlier, but I'm kind of having fun just like wrapping my head around this stuff. And are they not spawning now? Is that okay? There we go. They're starting to spawn. Maybe I need to stand up here. I don't know if they stand up here more, or if I like stand up here they spawn more, or what. Kind of feels like they do, but I'm not entirely sure. So they're definitely starting to come up here. Then we'll also see if this sign thing works. They shouldn't get stuck in it because it's only a 1 block gap. It's not 2. So their head will go through, and then because they still want to swim up, they're not drowning. It's huge. Right, so it's okay if they take some damage there, though. Let's just go ahead and let all of these guys funnel up into the thing here. A block in the way up there I need to get rid of. Sure is. I need to make that a little bit shorter too, but it'd be nice if they would stop jumping, but it is working. Just close it. Then any other mobs that funnel in, we can just kind of put them this. Yes. Yes. Perfect. Let's go back to peaceful so I don't have to listen to him. Okay, that is perfect. So now one last little adjustment here. Just got to mine this out. I think that. Then we'll feel like all of these should be glass. We'll do some minor kind of enhancements here so we can, it's not going to be, we're not going to do major construction here, but you know, just enough to get it kind of started. Something like that. This. Now we can watch them in full through the whole process. It's a little ugly, but that's fine. Put cobblestone here. Might as well just put cobblestone here since it's already cobblestone. Break something? Yes, I did. Oh, it's the water did that, huh? Okay. Just there. And we'll knock out this wall another time. But patch this up too. I think the suffocation thing with the block, I can't believe I didn't think about that sooner. Kind of annoying that I didn't think about that, because honestly, that would have saved a lot of time if I had done that. Like, the lava was kind of unnecessary. And honestly, it feels like the suffocating in the block is faster than the water, because then they don't like go in there and then sit there and have to let their timer tick down. I think it may deal more damage too, because when we do this, I mean, honestly, actually, it might be the same speed as just normal drowning, but probably it's mostly fine. This is perfect. At least for my purposes, this is perfect. I can probably do some work around the base and then just come by and then hit this, and then they'll all funnel in here. And already we're getting a some decent-ish loot. I am gonna go ahead and probably sleep again and see if I can't see if the mob spawns are a bit faster, but oh, it's raining. Look at that. But I think I'm about to wrap this video up here, though. I did have a lot of fun doing this one, but I just want to do a couple more minor tests to see if things are going properly with it. Because we had it, at first it was going absolutely insane, and now it seems like it's slowed down a bit. I'm going to set it to peaceful again, just so all the mobs despawn. But let's see what happens when I turn it back on once I get in here. Some of them are still taking damage in there. Might need to add, I guess I'll add more signs. But I guess, honestly, since it's the lava thing, I don't really know if, or it's not the lava thing anymore, I don't really know if that's a problem, but looks like it's working really well. Yeah. And obviously, entity cramming isn't a thing in this version, so it's just creepers and zombies. Creepers are the main thing we want here, though. I mean, there's still so many mobs down there, too. It's crazy. This thing is really nice. Apparently, if you remove the slabs that are down there, you'll get more, more mobs will spawn in general, but spiders will spawn. And I don't want the spiders. So I'd rather take, and I mean, especially since this is part of our contraption here, one spider gets in there, he's going to get stuck right there, and then everything's going to break. We'd have to kill it. So, yeah, this is really handy. So many creepers. You guys are spoiling me. But yeah, I might add another set of signs in the thing. I'm not entirely sure just yet. But I'm going to come back once all these mobs are out of there and are in here. And then I'll show you the grand finale for this thing. There are still mobs spawning down there. That is crazy. Yeah, this thing is pretty great. Loving this thing. One coming up. I'm almost just, I almost just kind of like, I don't know what's going on with that one. If that one is like a recurring issue, because even after I finish this, I'm going to keep kind of watch it a little bit, see what's going on. If that's a recurring issue, I might have to go down there and fix that. Because it looks like there might be a couple places where they're getting like stuck. I'm not sure if that's a corner or what, but right. I think this skeleton that just fell in is about the last of the mob, so let's activate the torture device. Oh my. Goodness gracious. And then, don't know if any more are spawning right yet, but got a lot of stuff here. We got 13 feathers, 13 gunpowder, 11 feathers, and then this many blocks. Let's see. Okay, yeah, that's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. It looks like it kind of stopped working right there. Is it nighttime again? No. Must be mobs filling up a cap somewhere else that I'm not aware of. All right, guys, I think I'm going to wrap up the video here. We pretty much just built that mob grinder. Nothing else to this episode. Had a lot of fun this one. Not so much making the thing way down there, but more so figuring out this stuff up here. I had a lot of fun figuring out this stuff. It made me actually like kind of think for once. And then I ended up settling for like the most, you know, like generic kill device ever. I completely forgot that this was a thing that you could do. But I did have a lot of fun today. This was a very fun build. Very happy with how this sort of turned out. This is going to be extremely helpful in the future, especially with the gunpowder it's going to produce. But, yep, everything in this thing is an Ethos design except for the contraptions up here. Down there is completely Ethos Labs design, but and I'll link Ethos Labs videos for the mob elevator and the farm down in the description below, because I do need to give credit where credit's due. But yeah, in terms of decorating this room, I would like to do that. However, I think we'll kind of wait on doing that another time. I'm not too I'm ready to wrap this guy up a little bit. I've been playing for quite a while. It's almost 3.5 hours now, so but yeah, a lot of fun today. Thank you all so much for watching. Once again, my name is Slappy Burger, and I hope you have a blessed evening.